All right. This is what we got right here. All right. Just draw this box with 4 different spots. Okay. Rank your 4 ability pools. That's where the pool categories for the pools are gonna go. Physique, intellect, spirit, and influence. All right. Voila. As you can see, I wrote down physique, intellect, spirit, and influence. All right. So I'm going to rank them. So in this case, let me make a rage kind of character, which is kind of he's a tank, bit of a tank. So his physique is going to be 1. His willpower, anger will probably be 2. And when he's not angry, he's got a decent intelligence to fix and build things. And then influence probably down to 4, since he's the last of his kind and he's on an abandoned planet. But again, this archetype can lend itself to similar characters down the road with some variations. So here we go. So those are ranked. Choose 4 of the 8 attributes and roll 4d10 for each of them. So 4 of the 8. So attributes. So attributes are thus. I should actually put the numbers up here. I think I'm going to do that real quick. That's what I was supposed to do. But I like how you can easily break down things into these 4 main categories. It covers a lot. So we got, under physique, we have fitness. Under that, we got reflexes. And then under intellect, learning, which is a good one for skills. And then intuition. And then for spirit, we have psyche and willpower. And then influence is charm. That's what my character Stanley has in Fairy Queen and Country. And position. Okay, choose 4 of the 8 attributes and roll 4d10 for each of them. So 4d10. Alright. So let's see. I'll choose fitness. 4d10 for each of them. So I'll put this over here. That would be a 10. 2, 8, 5. So 25. Alright, and then remember I gotta choose 4 out of the 8. So the next one I'll do learning. 8, 3, 6. 6, 3, 8, 6. I believe, right? 6, 3, 8, 6. And I'm going to add those up together later. I think I add them up. I'm not quite sure, but I'll keep going. Willpower. 7, 9, 4, 7, 9, 4, 4. Not bad, not bad. And then let's do charm. Or I don't have to necessarily do that. I can do, let's see, 4d10 for each of them. I gotta pick 4 of the 8. So let me do reflexes. 4, 9, 4, 6. 4, 9, 4, 6. I think you had them together like you did with fitness. Okay. Add the 4 dice together and note the space next to the attribute name. Okay. So add the 4 dice together. Okay. So yeah, I do add them up. Attributes chosen need not correspond to the ranking attribute pools already done. You can choose one, both, or no attributes of a particular pool in this step. Okay, then roll 3d10, totaling the result for each. Okay. So let me add these together. Get back to you here. Okay, so I double checked, and yeah, you just add up those each d10, you add them together, and that's what you get. So I did the most important ones for now. For, you know, a huge bear man, angry bear man, fitness, reflexes, learning, willpower, and I'll do a 3d10 for the rest of them. Alright, pull it back here. So for intuition, 4, 8, 9. $21. Psyche, which would be a big one for the character too. So let's do 3d10. 8, 4, 1. So 13. A little low on the psyche. Okay, charm, which I don't think you'd be huge in the charm, but let me see. 7, 7, 2. All right. 16. I mean, he's not a complete bore or anything. It's just he's out of place. On his home planet, he was a little bit more charming. On Earth, not so much. Position. 9, 2, ooh, 10. 19, 20, 21. He was a soldier on his home planet, so maybe it's referring to that a little bit more. So these are all filled out. Sorry about the wobbliness here. These are all filled out here. Next step. Let's go up here. Once the basic numbers have been generated, modify the attributes based on the rankings made to the ability pools of the player core. The rankings determine the number of points available to divide between the two attributes of that ability pool. Divide them as you wish, but no ability score can have more than 50 points. So once again, once the basic numbers have been generated, modify the attributes based on the rankings you made to the ability pools of the player core. The rankings determine the number of points available. Okay, this is where the points come in, to divide between the two attributes of that ability pool. Divide them as you wish, but none can be more than 50 points. So let's see here. Modified numbers are your player character's attribute scores. So, looking at the book here just to make sure. So there's a chart here, which I should have put in this. It says right here. Creating characters from the player core. Once you have created a player core, you are able to ready to create new characters. And this is what they're talking about here. First ranking gets 15 points. Second ranking gets 10. Third gets 5. Fourth gets 0. So, first ranking. Let's see here. Fitness. So, they get 15 points here. That I can divide between the two. So, definitely he's a bit stronger than he is fast, but I'll give him plus 10. I'll just write plus 10 up here. Equals 35. And then that leaves 5 left over to 23, 28. Alright. Put a plus 5 just to remind me. So they're not over 50. So I got 35 for his fitness, 28 for his reflexes. Intellect. Let's see, what did I rank? Let's go to spirit, since that's the second one. That gets 10 points. I could do 5-5 or a little bit more than the other. I think his willpower is a little bit stronger than his psyche. His psyche is kind of a little messed up because of his trauma. So I'm going to give him, let's see. How about let's give him 7. The willpower. I should have made this a little bit wider here. And then I'll give him 31. And then that gives me 3 left over, giving him Psyche 16. Okay. And then the third one is Intellect, which only has 5 points. Intuition. I'll give him 2 more points on the intuition scale, make him a 23. And then 3 points on the learning, giving him a 26. So when he's not angry, he's reasonably smart. and the rest is 0. Okay, because so you can see here, that gets a 0. Which I'm going to make note on my 2-sheet wonder here, that chart. Because I wasn't really specific about that. Okay. Coming along here. Coming along. Alright. Yeah, your modified numbers are your player character's ability scores, attribute scores, your characters. Notice we're beyond the core now. We're creating the character. With PC's attribute determine, you can now finish creating the player core by figuring your ability pool ratings. Okay, add 2 of the attribute scores of the pool and divide this total by 10. Fractions should be rounded up to the next larger number. Write this number next to dice. Okay, add 2 of the attribute scores of the pool and divide this total by 10. Okay, so down here, so add them both together. So 25 plus 23 is 48 divided by 10 equals, and then here I'll add these up, 44 divided by 10, and then down here spirit, 37 divided by 10, and then here 37 divided by 10. Alright, so let me do the math and I'll get back to you. Okay, so with the PC's attributes determined, you can now finish creating the player core by figuring your ability pool ratings. Add 2 of the attribute scores of the pool and divide the total by 10. Fractions should be rounded up to the next larger number. Write this number next to dice, which I did. Okay. Added them together, divided by 10, rounded up. Okay. So on top of here, I'm going to put dice. Dice! And I'm going to put 5. Okay. Dice. Again, I'm writing light just in case something changes. Because I've only really done this, I've just done this one other time to make Stanley. But this is actually 4. And then this one's 4. Okay, so I got ahead of myself a little bit. And I didn't realize where the end starts and the character begins. The player core here, basically when you stop with the player core, not the chord, is when you assign the dice on top here, like I was talking about, after adding and dividing these numbers by 10. And you put those up there, right? And these are the final scores after the mods for the ranking mod, or ranking, I don't know, I call them ranking points. So 15 for physique. I went over this already. 10 points for spirit added onto the final score. 5 points for intellect added onto the final score. You know, I put 3 on that one, 2 on that one, you know, and so on and so forth. 0 for influence. And so that's my character in a nutshell right there. That's a pretty decent starting tank-like character with a little bit of psychological issues. Which is perfect for my rage. Now, I will say, say I make a, let's blue skying here. Say I make a rage superhero campaign book, right? And for example, for Fairy, Queen, and Country, they give you, I believe it's 20 points for each attribute across the board. So you would add 20 on top of these for that universe and that world. Since it's a superhero world, maybe I would add, I don't know, 30 or 40, you know. So instead of his final fitness being 35, if it was 45, it'd be 5, 6, 75, which is a lot. You know, if I thought that was too much, I'd bring it down to 10, so it's 65, which is already pretty good. And reflexes would be, you know, if they're 40, 50, 68, you know, and so on and so forth. Now, I realize that does break the 50 rule on here, but that's, I mean, I think they're talking about when it comes to these right here. You can't go bigger than 50. But if you enter a universe like Fairy, they give you 20 across the board. So some of these are going to, you know, some of these are going to be a big deal, you know. I mean, that's 50. That would be 51 right there for the willpower, and that would be breaking the rule. But anyway, so there you go. So now they have you seamlessly make a second player character, okay, from the core. And this is what we got here. I just pretty much took the dice and I brought them down right here, and I already factored in the points, the rate. I'm sorry, the ranking points right there. The ranks are in the same position. And basically, all I really got to do is once I assign how many times I roll for each one from that 5, I can give him 5. I mean, I can give him 7 extra dice. So I'll do this right here. Now for this, I erase this. I don't do 7 for the core player. I do 7 for the second player from the core. So that's, you know, I had to go in, reread the book, and practice a little bit to figure this out, which tells you how non-intuitive it is. It takes a little bit of practice to get this character creation down, even with the 2-sheet wonder. So here's a 7 free dice here. Alright, 7 free dice. And I can assign these to whatever attribute I want. Will I use this character in the future? I don't know. I think he just might be for this video only, but we'll see. So let's do, let me make this guy faster than he is stronger. So I'll assign 3 dice. I'll put 3D here. Yeah. And 2 dice here. Alright, and then in this one, I'll put, for his intellect, got 5 dice, so I'll go, okay, intuition, make him more intuitive. So I'll give him 4 dice, 1 learning. That's not a lot for learning, but I can give him 5 points from the ranking points. And then here, 4 psyche. Let's make it about even. So 2 dice, 2 dice. from that 4. Same thing with here. Let's make it even. 2D, just to remind myself. Okay. Now, 7 added to any one of these 7 dice. So let's roll them up. All right. So fitness. 9 plus 7, 16. So 16 right here. This will be the final number after the modifications. 16. Let me move them back a little bit because I could add one of the dice. 16 plus reflexes, 3 dice, so 7 plus 1 plus 3, 11. Okay, right here. 1 dice for learning. Not very high there. 8. Decent roll though. Intuition 4. 6, 7. 7 plus 8. It's 15. Okay. And then Psyche 10. Willpower 7. Kind of low there. Charm 7, 8, 9. Position 5. Okay, so those are good. So I'm going to assign 7 dice. Let's see what's low. What's low here? Let's see here. This is one of these are really low. Let's give them a little bit more. So I'll roll 3 dice right here for position 2. And then here, so I'll cross this off. That's one of the free dice. Here, charm. Okay, plus 7. All right, and since there's no ranks, I'm not going to give them any rank mod. It's going to come out the final score will be 16 right there, and the position, well, final score will be 7. Pretty low on the totem pole there. So that's 2. Where else can I apply my free dice? Willpower slow, learning low, and reflexes. Let's go to reflexes. I want them to be kind of fast, so I'm going to give them 2 free dice. 6 plus 8. Alright, that's 14. Alright, that's pretty good. 14 plus 11. I still might add a mod, so I'm going to leave that open there. But so far we got 25. Fitness is still kind of low, but let me cross out 2 of my free dice that I just used. So I'm going to give another roll for the fitness. 4. That's something. You know. So let's see here. I think I'm down to 2. That's one thing, you got to keep track of your free dice. Let's see here. Learning. Let's give them more for the learning. Ooh, 9. That's good. Plus 9. Cross that off, and then one more. Willpower's a little low. So I'll give him a little bit more for the willpower. 6. Cross that off. And 6. Now, good. So all my free dice are used. And now I can add these final ranking points to each one. I can break them up, divide them however I choose. Alright. So these are looking pretty good. This is fitness is 20, reflexes 25, learning 17. So I should start applying these though. Since I have 15 points for this one, let me apply it. So I want him to be faster than he is stronger, so I'm going to add, he's already at 25, I'll add 10. So I'll put plus 10. I could put like ranking points so I know where that's coming from. So 35. That's his final score on the reflexes. And then fitness, I'll give him 5. So somewhere I'll have to here, maybe I'll just erase this. I'll erase these since these are done already. I'll put plus 5 RP. So 20, 25. That's his final score using those 15 points. And then here, add 5 points. Again, I wanted him to have a high intuition this time, where rage didn't so much. Okay, and so that'll be 20. And then add 8 and 9, that's 17. Okay, that's done. Since I use those 5 points. And then 10, this will be the final one. Psyche is just 10. Willpower is 13. So let me give him a little bit more psych. So I'll give him. Oh, I'll give him the 10 points, right? So he's plus 10. Again, I can erase this since I'm done using that as a guide. So put 10 RP plus 10 is 20. And 7 plus 6, that's 13. Okay, so there we go. And that finishes that second character. So it's better to have a good idea of what you want that second player to be. Again, his physicalness is a higher factor than the rest of these ranks, because I chose rank 1. And then, yeah, none of them go over 50, which is good. But if I bring this guy into a superhero world, where they're all 30 or 40 added onto each one, he's going to be formidable, you know. But he'll have his weaknesses too, you know. And I used, you know, no more than 5, not including the 7 free dice there. And it's good to have this be your card, or even make it bigger. I'll show you what I was doing previous to this to get the hang of it. Look how big I made that on a 4x6 card. just a lot more room to mess around with. Same with the new player core, which I can always pull from and use this if I want to for a different universe. So there we go. It takes some time to get the hang of this, but once you figure it out, you figured it out. You got your player core, and if you wanted like a wizard kind of character, you'd probably make intellect #1 and physique #4 in the ranking, and so on and so forth. And but yeah, so you rank them, you roll, I think 4 of them, 4d10, you know, and that's why I think when you do the second player character, they give you the 7 dice, because that makes up for the, you know, not doing, you know, 4d10 a second time, you know. So you do that, you distribute, then you do 3d10 for the remaining 4 attributes, you know, and then the mods, the ranking mods, you apply those to each one. Yep. Make sure you add these up, and divide them by 10. Add these 2 scores up, divide them by 10. That gives you the dice, all right, that you can use for the next player, the next player, the next player. See, it's very different that way, the next player. So I hope you understand how that works. Any questions, let me know in the comments. It's a lot to take in, and the book doesn't really break it down visually that easily. It's deceiving. It makes you think that it's simple, but it's really not, because of how they laid it out, because the boxes are kind of ahead of the text, so you're kind of reading the text and you're looking up at the wrong box as you're kind of visualizing it. I think it needs a whole new layout, really. An amazing engine. But there we go. And I went through all the steps on my 2-sheet. I hit them all. I even revised this part. So it says roll 3d10, totaling the result for each remaining attributes. You know, that's what I meant. So the next video, thanks for watching. The next video, I'm going to go over combat, because I already kind of went over this a little bit, but I'll go into it more in depth. I did an overview last time, but I'll do maybe like a sample rage fight with a nemesis of his named Butch from his first comic book, and I'll kind of show you the differences between the stamina points and the fatigue points and the body damage and how that works. And yeah, so thanks for watching. I know it's a lot, but it's a system that needs some love, and that's what I'm here to do, because this symbol, this old man, and this Jeff Easley-esque kind of painting, well, that's wonder, and that's possibility, and that's something that's sorely lacking these days in a world where everything's spelt out for you. Amazing Engine gives you the promise of never-ending worlds. Go then. There are other worlds than these, using the Amazing Engine. Thanks for watching, and keep on solo questing.